What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. So we're back in Miami at Hugh's Detailing, and if you guys saw in the previous two videos, the first video was basically Brandon giving us an overview of exactly what's going to go on for my G80 M3. The second video was more of the preparation, how important the preparation is before the paint protection film. So in this video, as you can see, it's pretty hot here, is going to be the action shots, the paint protection film being installed, the importance of it. And if you're very car detail oriented, as meaning you hate rock chips, this is a video for you guys. So let's stay tuned, enjoy the footage, and let's get into it.
Just an idea for a reference for film. So take quite a bit of stretch, but then the idea behind this is for impact protection. So somebody comes up, keys your car, quite a bit of pressure on it laterally, but same thing. It's quite a bit, and I'm pressing on it. Pull it off, still not torn through, it's still 100%. Same thing, key damage. To a certain point, it'll protect it, but I'm running it kind of against it. If that was normal paint, that would have been down to the metal already, but it's still one solid piece.
And then you were saying that the film thickness, how thick is this film?
Yes, so this film, this is Xpel Ultimate. This is their standard film. This is 8 mil thick, so that means 8 1/1000ths of an inch. Okay. So, like I said, this will take quite a bit of a beating, and this is me yanking on it. And let's see how much force it takes to actually puncture through this. So this is a serrated key, and finally punctures through.
That took some force.
So quite a bit. And you can see finally that's what it took to broke through.
Correct.
So the idea behind this is rock chips, whatever gets thrown at this. In most cases, the film will get torn up from normal driving, but when you go to peel this film off, it's going to stop all the peppering, a lot of the rock chips, and in case some sort of impact damage, as long as it's not absolutely detrimental.
And I think, look, the car scene is the car scene, right? There is some haters of people. The one thing he brought up is if somebody keys your car, that is some good protection for some of the people that have, I guess, that type of negativity. And if you're worried, there's always people that are jealous.
Yeah, or if you're going to the supermarket, shopping cart damage, somebody opening up their door, getting a door ding, really this is the only form of protection that's going to offer some sort of, physical layer of damage control, essentially.
Yeah, so this is day 2 of filming. Again, like I mentioned earlier, the first video was basically an introduction of what Brendan's going to be doing on the Imola Red G80 M3. I've seen some of the work that's already done on Alex's car. Again, Portimao blue, it does no justice on camera. In person, the flake of the blue looks really good. In this video, like I mentioned, it's going to be more of getting the film on it. This is all the stuff that you guys have been waiting for the preparation of this car. And I'm just learning a little more about the durability of the film, how easy or how difficult some panels may be able to apply on. And Brandon knows his things. He's been teaching me some things that he's learned throughout. And you've been in the industry for what, 9+ years, if not longer?
In detailing in general, yeah, about 9 years. And then paint protection film since 2015, I think it is. Yeah, 2015, 2016, so quite a bit. So one of the big differences between doing a bulk install versus a pre-cut install is that pre-cut, your edges are already kind of defined. It's just done on a plotter system, where this is what we call bulk or freehand. So where we take a raw custom sheet of film, we fit it to the car, we have all of our excess. Now everybody asks the question of, well, when you do everything custom, are you cutting on the car? Do you cut the paint? The biggest thing that comes with time and experience, especially when you've been doing film for a long period of time, is called blade control. So, you know, in order to properly lay down a custom panel, you know, you do have to learn how to, you know, trim edges, things like that, without obviously damaging the finish underneath it. So the idea, or what takes so much time and practice, and we've, you know, really learned, you know, on our end, is to what we call score the film. So the idea behind scoring it is we're cutting the film, but we're not cutting all the way through it, so we're not damaging the surface underneath it. So using blade control, the right amount of depth and pressure, we're able to trim off the film. So the idea behind it is, you know, when, I'll show you for a good example, when we're going to cut the film, instead of completely cutting through the film, we're just scoring it. So I can take my blade, which is pretty sharp, and cut it just enough. In some cases you can hear a little bit of squeaky noise depending on how dry the film is, and we're able to score it. So now that I'm done scoring, I can basically tug on the film here, and you can see how the film is still completely attached. So I've scored it or cut it enough that it tears in the right amount that I need. So when I take my excess film, I can just basically go and tear the excess off. So not cut through, no damage to the paint underneath, and that happens with pretty much every corner or panel that we need to hand trim. Basically the exact same concept.
Guys, just look at this. You can see it from this side of the paint, or even like the front bumper, compared to the areas that's actually paint protection film. So much more gloss. It looks like it's wet. That's what I could describe it. It looks like it's wet. So I'm pretty excited to be able to actually drive the car. Again, I haven't been driving the car on highways, been trying to avoid it. I know a lot of you guys have hit me up to go to like Supercar Saturdays. I haven't gone because I just don't want to ding up the car or have any imperfections before this happened. All right, so as you can see, Brendan actually just finished this front quarter panel, and same thing as the hood. You don't see any of the film at all. It's all been nicely tucked, but it's coming along really nice. And what I like about it too is that the emblem on the side is removed so they could put the film around it. So when you put the emblem back on it, you don't see any of the seams. And this is something that I've spoken to other people about. My last vehicle, the F80, over here, there was a big portion of the film that lifted up, and over time there's a lot of dust and contaminants that got under it, and it was an Austin yellow car, so you could kind of see it. So at least with this, that's not going to happen because the whole emblem is covering it all around it. So that's the difference.
Okay, so here we have our pattern database. So this is a program called DAP, which is made by Xpel, and this is probably one of the most comprehensive pattern databases you'll find on the market. So we primarily use DAP just because the fitment of all of our pre-cut patterns are extremely important to us, as far as, you know, correct fitment, placement, things like that. We want our cars to fit, consistent, from install to install. So here we have the pattern kits for all of our 2022 BMW M3, and we have a bunch of different options depending on the configuration of the car, whether it has M Performance parts, carbon fiber, or just piano black pieces. Everything from bumpers, headlights, doors, rocker panels. Pretty much we have coverage for the entire car. So the cool thing about having coverage for the car is that we can modify all of our pre-cuts. Some pieces we can leave the kits exact, so they fit extremely well as it is. And then on certain parts where we want a little bit more of a custom fit, such as quarter panels, door edges, things like that, typically what we'll do is we'll modify our pattern to extend some of the leading edges and basically give us a little bit more leeway and also coverage, so that way we can tuck and roll a lot of our edges, so that way there's a little bit less seam work to it.
I'm a freak, I'm an outcast, I'm a shadow. I stand with the lost souls, looking for a hustle. Got a pulse on the street.